Jonathan Gannon. 11-man rush. I'm just playing. But Jonathan Gannon, dial up some pressure all game. I don't care. We know if we give Tom Brady too much time and too much, all he needs is a split second of extra time, a split second of comfort. This is all chips in. We don't have nothing to lose. Rush, 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 rush the passer. Well, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone with the Sports. Today, y'all, I have a very special guest, RAICHELLE PRIVETTE. You guys know her from Bleeding Green Nation, one of the best coverage you will find on Philadelphia Eagles sports. RAICHELLE, you are a part of the post-game instant reaction show right after the game Sunday. Hopefully it's a reaction show. But you can find RAICHELLE there. They're live on YouTube. She also is the host of Above the Nest with RAICHELLE PRIVETTE. That is a weekly show on Bleeding Green Nation Podcast Network. And also the Quarterback Reboot. She is a co-host on that show, breaking down Jalen Hurts and the opposing quarterbacks that we face. So make sure y'all guys check out her coverage. She's everywhere. And I got her back on Symone with the Sports. So RAICHELLE, what's your instant reactions? Eagles somehow make it into the playoffs after everything we've been through this season.
It's like a sigh of relief. Like, I definitely feel excited. Nobody thought we were going to be here. And we've been saying this over and over. Everybody's preaching it, but we were 2-5 at one point in the season. Nobody thought we were going to make it. So it's kind of like they counted us out, but we here. I'm super excited. I think that just making it alone is a huge accomplishment in itself. So even though, now knowing who we're going up against, the GOAT, Tom Brady, it's low-key, scary because we know how good he is and how talented he is. But at the same time, if they can upset Tampa Bay, this is going to be even more like exciting and just thrilling because we know what type of team we're dealing with right now.
I totally agree. Regardless if we lose, yes, I'm gonna be in my feelings, but let me just let the record show because I don't know how my emotions are gonna be right off. But a win, like you said, is a win. We're supposed to be a rebuilding team. We got a brand new coaching staff. Jalen Hurts was trying to prove himself all season to the fans and the franchise. Brand new wide receiver core, really. And we're going to the playoffs. Now, like you said, we're facing Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. I honestly think, yeah, it's scary. But we played the Buccaneers once this season. We came within 6. At week 6, we were, I'll say it, toe-and-toe. You lose by 6, you toe-and-toe with that team. Yeah. This is a different Buccaneers team than we played week 6. They're going to be without Antonio Brown. They're going to be without Chris Godwin as well. So that's a totally different team than we played week 6.
Completely. And the Eagles are a completely different team since we last played Tampa Bay in week 6. So knowing, like we were talking about this through text message, there's so many injuries that Tampa Bay is struggling with. They just lost Antonio Brown, who definitely gave the Eagles, he was giving them the work. He was giving them the business. He was. So they don't got him no more. Right. So that's like a good thing to take note of. The injuries play a part, but the Eagles have also since then committed to their run game, which has been thriving. This is a completely different team. So anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Like an upset is possible, like you said.
Definitely. And you talk about the run game. So let me get into some numbers. So first of all, this is a brand new Eagles team. And Tom Brady recognized that. He said, I don't want to misquote him, but he's basically said like he knows that playing this Eagles team is going to be a competition. Like I said, I don't want to have to eat my words, but we got to talk. That's what keeps us confident. Yeah. The last time we played Tom Brady in the playoffs, we won a Super Bowl. Okay. So if anybody should be shook to play another team, Tom Brady knows we're an upset team. Last time we played the Bucs had the #1 rushing defense, but we weren't committed to the run, like you said. So when we played in week 6, we didn't have Jordan Howard yet. And we know Jordan Howard, having him as a power back has been a huge component of what our run game is now. Miles Sanders only had 9 carries that game. He was held to, I want to say, 60 yards that game. Jalen Hurts had 10 carries. A lot of those, of course, scrambles. But we didn't have the run game going then. And since then, the Buccaneers' run defense is still top-notch, but it's not as tough as it was week 6. They're now the 3rd rushing defense. So, knock down just 2 degrees easier, maybe.
That helps. Anything helps.
Right. Anything helps. And then,
yeah, go ahead.
You, Jalen Hurts expert, so I want to get your take on this. When we played the Buccaneers, Jalen Hurts was terrible. Jalen Hurts, let me get his exact stats. I don't want to mess up. So when we first played, we know Jalen Hurts is the best when we have the run going. In week 6, we didn't have the run going. He's a play action guard. He needs the run going to get going. So week 6, Jalen Hurts was 12 of 16. 12 of 16. And we still only lost by 6.
Yeah. And he's matured so much since then.
Exactly.
We were just talking about this on the QB Factory earlier this season. It's literally 2 different players. He was leaning, that was his crutch, running, because he knew I could do this. But because of all the talk, and I think the criticism and just him wanting to develop and become better holistically as a quarterback, he's kind of like weeded away from that. He still takes advantage of it when he needs to, but that's not like his number one option. And we were talking about that. Like, he's really, really trying to keep his eyes downfield and go with that number one, option of throwing the ball before he's going to pick up yards with his legs, because he's trying to become a better passer. So he's becoming more mature. He's becoming more accurate. Anticipation throws, you can see his chemistry with like his targets is getting a lot better since it was earlier this season. So.
Right. So all that to be said, the Buccaneers, this ain't the same Eagles team. It's not the same Eagles offense. It's not the same Jalen Hurts. So even though Jalen Hurts, our run game was terrible that game, and Jalen Hurts had a bad game, he did, keep us in the game late. But stat-wise, he had a bad game, but we still only lost by 6. So Bucs fans, you see what picture I'm painting here. This offense is going to be much better than it was last time. Now, let's talk a little bit about the defense, because that's what's got me a little bit shocked. What's your confidence level in Jonathan Gannon in this defense?
The defense has been like the struggling factor all year. We've seen like sparks, within the last game alone. Like when you look at the defensive line, we've seen like the sparks here and there, but it's like the secondary, I'm a little worried. Our linebackers, that's an area of concern. So if I'm like on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't know, like I'm probably over a 5. I know that for sure. And I know we're getting in the midst of draft season, so that's an area that I think we need to target. But I'm more so confident in our offense getting the job done than I am when it comes to the defense, because it's like a light switch. They turn it on and they turn it off. So Jonathan Gannon, he's gotten like some brownie points here and there, but it's not like consistent enough where you really trust them because of their track record and his track record. Yeah, I agree. Our defense is supposed to be the ones. We got all the veterans on defense. Looking at the season, the defense is the side of the ball that's supposed to be bailing us out. It shouldn't be. I'm glad we have someone to bail us out, but it shouldn't be the offense that has to keep bailing us out. They're the young guns. The defense is the one loaded with veterans. We're supposed to have a top D line. Why does the offense have to keep coming out with some game-winning, game-saving drives? Right. So Jonathan Gannon is going to be the biggest question mark for me. So the Eagles right now, our pass defense is ranked 21 right now. And we're going up against a quarterback god in Tom Brady. Now, last game, Antonio Brown got 13 targets. He led the Bucs in targets with 13. Like you said, Antonio Brown cooked us, single-handedly cooked us. And again, Chris Godwin is the next prototypical Antonio Brown, and he's not going to be there. So we have a good opportunity. They're without the guy that tore us up. So we have to take advantage. Our defense, our secondary, Jonathan Gannon has to take advantage of the Bucs not having Antonio Brown, not having Godwin. Now, of course, they still have Mike Evans. They still have Gronkowski. They still have freaking Tom Brady. So if Gannon doesn't step up, that's enough for Tom Brady to still put that work on. Yeah, like you already mentioned, that's a triple threat right there. The 3 you just mentioned. I don't know. I mean, because when we look at like our secondary outside of like Darius Slay, who we know like we can rely on, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, who else are you like super confident in? I don't have too many players that I'm super confident in. And he can't guard everybody.
And can anybody cover Gronk though?
Yeah, big man. Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, like I said, if I have, like you said earlier, we both said we're confident in this offense. If we get the run going, like I said, our run game was busted last time we played them. Jalen Hurts was not the play action guy he is now. Jalen Hurts, like I said, 12 of 24, he was less than 50% that game. And we still only lost by 6. If we got that pass interference call, we could have won the game. I'm going to say it. Yeah. This is a weaker team. We're a better team. Jonathan Gannon has to step up and get some pressure on Tom Brady. Now, when we played the Washington football team the second time, what was it? The second time when they had the guy who was, no, the first time when they had the guy who was off the Patriots practice squad. I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name. Drew? It was something.
I don't know if it was Drew.
I don't remember what his name was, but he was off the, y'all, they know who he's talking about.
The one that was on the couch. Like the one
that was giving his daughter a bath the game before he got called up. Darius?
Is it Darius?
What was it? Because I need to know his name because I keep disrespecting him.
I'm getting his name confused with the Giants backup. Because remember we played them and they had their backup quarterback as well.
Eagles versus Washington, first game, December 21st. We won by 10. Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert. Why did Garrett Gilbert almost have 200 yards? Garrett Gilbert, like I said, 55 minutes of that game, Garrett Gilbert looked like a competent quarterback. Mm-hmm. But against our defense, Garrett Gilbert had us on the freaking ropes. Yep. There's no excuse for that. Like Jonathan Gannon, you couldn't dial up enough pressure for Gilbert. We couldn't even remember this man's name.
Yeah.
For 200 yards. I'm saying Gannon. I'm worried about him with Tom Brady.
Yeah, but I mean, that's another storyline that we've heard all season is when it comes to like not less than, that's not the right word, but when it comes to not as good quarterbacks, defense is fine. But when it comes to these quarterbacks who are like Tom Brady, you know, like, well, the Cowboys game doesn't count. But when we look at more experienced and more talented quarterbacks, the Eagles defense does not do what they have to do. It's like they're intimidated or something. I don't know, but they just act scared.
Exactly. Somebody like Gilbert should have got embarrassed. We shouldn't have had a game-winning drive.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have been holding our breaths on the last drive. Like I said, the last drive, they made Garrett Gilbert look like a fifth string. But the whole other 55 minutes, we was worried when Garrett Gilbert dropped back. Like, that can't happen again. Like, I don't understand his hesitance to put pressure on these quarterbacks. Like, we did it week 1 with Matt Ryan, and that was it. Like, so we got to take advantage. No AB, no Godwin. Leonard Fournette is going to be back, ready to run us down. Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say so he will be back. Okay. Because I was reading him and Jones were going to be out, but I guess Fournette is going to be back now.
Yeah, I want to say they were resting him just to make sure he is 100,000% to go. And I hope Miles Sanders is 100%.
And Jordan Howard. We need both of them back.
And Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Howard will be fine because his, I think, was just like a little tic-tacky little like soreness. Mm-hmm. Nick said today he's hopeful that Miles will come back, but I'm just waiting for Dave Spadaro or Tim McManus to come through with that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure.
Or y'all, what's y'all guys' name? Brandon.
What'd you say?
From Bleeding Green Nation, Brandon Gowan.
Oh, VLG, Brandon Lee Gowan. Yeah.
I need him to come through with that
Please. Yeah. You got them notifications on.
Right. But other than that, I just feel like we said, Jalen Hurts is different. It's a brand new Jalen Hurts Bucks that y'all, and I feel like the Bucks are definitely giving us our respect. Tom gave us our respect in the press conference. Like, he knows we're not just about to roll over. Mm-hmm. This is a brand new Jalen Hurts y'all are facing, okay? So that 12 and 26, 44% Jalen Hurts was driving on. He had us there. If it was 2 minutes left on the clock, he kept us in that game late, even though he had a bad game. So he's gonna be much better. He's gonna be way more accurate, just what he's shown these last couple of weeks. He's not making those same mistakes he made week 6. And neither is Nick Sirianni as a coach.
Nope, not at all.
It's just gonna come down to, will we pressure Tom Brady? Because Tom Brady is not gonna make any mistakes. But we just got to keep him from making big plays. Yeah.
And that's the hard part, because he's a GOAT and that's what he does. Yeah. But also, you touched on Nick Sirianni. Credit to him. I think he's the only rookie head coach who made it to the playoffs. So that's like a really big deal, you know.
That's a relief, because all the other coaches getting fired right now. I'm glad we're not in that.
Yeah, we don't need to be in the midst of that. No.
This season could have went totally the other way.
Yeah.
But Nick came around.
Yeah.
But another thing, I think we can't come out and play from behind. Washington, first time, came out slow. It had to take a game-winning drive. The Giants, we blew them out the water, but the first half, we were tied 3-3, looking terrible. Washington, the second time, came out slow. We can't come out slow against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, y'all. And that's why I'm a little bit worried about us resting.
That's a worry for sure. Like you just talked about, some of these games, division games, not even serious threats. Why was it so close? So if we come out with a slow start like we've done against some of these teams these last 4 or 5 weeks, it's going to be a blowout. Straight like that.
Not straight like that.
Straight like that. It might.
Do you think, okay, so let's say a scenario, like I said, we struggled playing from, like, we won those games, but we've struggled in the first half these last 3 games. Yeah. Do you think, now I don't want to say I'm a negative person, but it's so hard for me to believe in comebacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do you think if we come out, if we get down by 10 at halftime, do you think there's a scenario where we come back, or do you think we have to be in control the whole game?
10, okay, I feel like that could be a realistic comeback. But I also believe that once you get Tom Brady going, like, I don't think he's a player that's going to cool off. You get what I'm saying? I just don't think that's going to happen. So maybe if you keep it under 10 going into halftime, like, you know, I don't know, whatever, it's more realistic. But if we're down 10 plus, it's over. Because I feel like, sir, you just got to keep the team in mind. Like, how, you know? And knowing what you're going up against, like, they're not going to take it easy on us. They said it's going to be their toughest opponent too. So we're going in with this underdog mentality, but they're coming in like, oh, we're not going to underestimate this team because they're the Eagles.
And we want them to underestimate. That's the worst part, that they're not underestimating us, because they're game planning for us. They know Jalen Hurts isn't the same. We're going up against a good coach in Bruce Arians. Like, I just feel like we have to come out and punch, because Tom Brady, if we don't come out and control, I don't know if we'll ever be able to gain control. Like, we have to come out early, punch Tom Brady in the mouth, Jonathan Gannon, dial up blitz from everybody, just 11-man rush.
Yes, please. We need all of that.
We just need
something different.
Pressure, like,
yeah.
Because if we don't come out with any type of control, I just don't see a scenario. All of the game-winning drives, and it's Tom Brady, it's Gronkowski.
Yeah.
If we do beat the Bucks, we gotta go on to play the Packers. Like,
I mean, that'll definitely like show you something different about this team. I think the Eagles are already being a talk of the town. People were talking about the Eagles. they're, you know, like a household name right now because they're a team.
What's them talking about us? I like to fly. Your show is above the desk. I like
under the radar.
Radar. Like,
yeah.
I don't like that they're gonna keep gassing us up. Stop talking about us.
Yeah, we were doing good. We were 2-5, and then we turned around and did a 360, and then people were like, "Oh, hold up, the Eagles, don't sleep on them." Like that was like a good place.
Sleep on us.
On us, please.
Right, but it's gonna be a game. Like I'm trying to keep my positivity and spirit up. I know, like I'm gonna be crushed if we lose, but it's kind of like we're going into a game. I would be more crushed if we lost to a team we know we should be. Like, let's say we were matched up like the Saints. That's the only like team I could think they're not in the playoffs, but it's like, okay, that's the matchup we should be able to win. Even maybe the 49ers, because that's the team we played before. We were within like 2 points. It's going to be humbling, like losing to Tom and the Bucks. And then I can't say anymore. Last time we played Tom Brady in the playoffs, we won the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah. It's gonna be interesting but like you said, after this, if they do win this game and then we go to the Packers, that's like a whole nother area of worry to be scared for as well. So either way, I mean, if we lose, it's like you got to find the bright spots. We made it this far, right? But then if we win, it's like, okay, now we're going to Green Bay.
Exactly. I just think it's just so much value we're gonna get. Nick Sirianni getting postseason coaching experience, Jonathan Gannon getting another crack at Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, of course, getting postseason experience so early, DeVonta Smith, all the guys. So, I mean, it's a win regardless. Of course, we want to win. I'm sounding like I'm already throwing in the defeat, but we don't know. I'm going to keep it realistic. Like, if I had to bet money, I'm going to ask you something. If you had to bet $1,000, would you bet the Eagles or the Bucks?
If I'm being realistic, because I try to be an optimist, but if I'm being a realist right now, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but if I was betting money, I would bet on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I cannot bet against Tom Brady. And that's the scariest thing. Like, we were talking about potentially playing the Rams. I'll bet against Matt Stafford. I'll bet against Odell. They ain't never done shit.
Yeah.
Like, even though they got all the stats and they like a powerhouse, it's just that, man, Tom, like, I can't bet against Tom. I love the Eagles. I want them to go in and do great. And I hope I eat my words. Like, the blueprint to beat them is there. It's just, will we go and execute?
It's just track record. That's what I'm looking at. This is first time for JALEN. This is first time for Sirianni. So it's kind of just like we haven't seen it yet. We've seen time and time again what Tom Brady can do in the postseason. So that's where it's like that intimidation comes in, even just as a fan, like someone who's rooting for the Eagles is still like that, like fear in a way, because it's like it's Tom Brady.
All right, girl, let's give our keys to the game.
Yes.
Score predictions. So what are your 3 keys to the Eagles coming away with a win?
My number 1 key was don't psych yourselves out. I think going into this game, we are the underdogs, but an upset is possible. So if they go in hungry and with that underdog mentality, fighting the entire game, I think that's the first one. They won't be out of it from the jump, 2, you already touched on it. I said can't afford to have a slow start against the Bucs because it's the Bucs, and if you give them an inch, they're gonna run with it. And then the last one I said, they need to continue to commit to the run defense. I mean, not the run defense, to running the ball, because even though the Bucs have one of the top run defenses, that doesn't mean you just panic and avoid running altogether. If you know this is what's been working for you, if you know that you guys have got this far committing to it, stick to it. So those are my 3.
Same. One of mine is definitely the slow start. We can't come out slow. It's the Bucs and Tom Brady. They're going to capitalize on every single mistake. So we got to be darn near perfect. Like, that just is what it is. We can't come out to a slow start. 2, again, committing to the run. It might not be there early, but keep running the dang ball. That's the only thing that has worked for us this season. don't shy away from running the ball if it don't work out on the first 3 drives. Just run the dang ball. That's our only hope, okay? Run the ball. Like, literally, Nick, you heard me before. Run.
You hear me.
Even if I know it might not work out, I don't care if we run the dang ball. Like, run the ball. Yeah. That's gonna get Jalen Hurts looking like the Jalen Hurts we love.
Yep.
And 3, Jonathan Gannon. 11-man rush. I'm just playing. But Jonathan Gannon, dial up some pressure all game. I don't care. We know if we give Tom Brady too much time and too much, all he needs is a split second of extra time, a split second of comfort. This is all chips in. We don't have nothing to lose. Rush, 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 rush the passer. I don't care about nothing else.
Yes.
In the secondary, we suck. Rush. I want Darius Slay blitzing. I'm just playing. But really, just pressure. Pressure.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 keys.
I like
so, score prediction.
I'm going to say 17-13.
Eagles?
No, Bucks. I told you. I was like, I'm betting on the Bucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. In the scenario, the Eagles are winning. What is this?
I'm gonna say 20. I gotta keep it close. 20. I'll say 2017. I'll say 2017.
Oh, okay. Since you gave a loser and a winner, I'll just say.
Yeah.
So I agree. If we lose, I don't think we'll get blown out. I think it will be a close loss, like you said. A win, we're gonna have to put up points. So shoot, we put up what, 22 last game. 22 wasn't enough to win, so I'm gonna say 31.
Okay.
I mean, 22 didn't win us something, so
yeah, you're right.
I'll say 31. Granted that they're without AB. Granted, Gronk can't be out there all game like he used to. 31. What's touchdown less than that? I'll say 31-24 if that works out mathematically for ball.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Girl, we gonna see.
We're gonna find out real quick.
But guys, this was Raichelle from Bleeding Green Nation. Let them know where they can find you, all your handles and stuff.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Raichelle Monique. That's RAICHELE MONIQUE. And thank you for having me.
Of course, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in to the post-game show they have on Bleeding Green Nation. Raichelle makes an appearance on there. Y'all go check out, see if her score prediction checks out after the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So y'all make sure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you want to see in my next video, and turn your notification bells on, please, guys. Like I said, if you don't do nothing else, just turn your notification bells. And until I talk to you guys next time, bye.